A needle gun is a firearm that has a needle-like firing pin, which can pass through the paper cartridge case to strike a percussion cap at the bullet base. A needle gun with a barrel that has a helical groove or pattern of grooves, rifling, cut into the barrel walls is also called needle rifle. Poly needle gun. The first experimental needle gun was designed by Jean-Samuel Pauli, a Swiss gunsmith. In Paris in 1808, in association with French gunsmith François Prélat, Pauli created the first fully self-contained cartridges. The cartridges incorporated a copper base with integrated mercury fulminate primer powder, the major innovation of Pauli, a round bullet and either brass or paper casing. The cartridge was loaded through the breech and fired with a needle. The needle-activated central fire breech loading gun became a major feature of firearms thereafter. The corresponding firearm was also developed by Pauli. Pauli made an improved version which was protected by a patent on September 29, 1812. The cartridge was further improved by the French gunsmith Casimir Lefaucheur in 1836. In 1809 Pauli employed the German Johann Nikolaus von Dries, who later invented the famous Dries rifle. Dries needle gun. The first mass-produced needle gun was invented by the German gunsmith Johann Nikolaus von Dries, who, beginning in 1824, had conducted multiple experiments, and in 1836 produced the first viable breech-loading gun model using a complete cartridge. The early Dries needle guns were smoothbore. Later Dries guns adopted by the Prussian army were rifles using self-contained combustible cartridges holding oblong lead balls held in a papier-mâché sabot. From 1848 onwards the new weapon was gradually introduced into Prussian service. The Dries rifle became widely used during the Austro-Prussian War of 1866 when it played a decisive role at the Battle of Königgrätz. Dorsch and von Baumgarten needle gun. This model 1861 rifle was an improvement of the Dries rifle by Johannes Dorsch and Kramer von Baumgarten. They shortened the needle mechanism and moved the handle to the rear of the bolt. The rifle was officially adopted in the Principality of Schaumburg-Lippe. More than 1,000 rifles were produced until the Principality was forced to join the German Empire in 1871. Karl needle gun. In 1865, Johannes Friedrich Christian Karl, also known as Karl or Karl, a ship and insurance broker of Hamburg, patented a needle gun which was an improvement on the Dries gun. Soos, Zons, a Hamburg citizen, participated in the design and development of it. The Karl system was officially adopted by the Russian Empire in 1867. Only 215,500 Karl rifles were manufactured in Russia, because a short time later, needle rifles were replaced by rifles with metal cartridges, such as the Burden rifle. Chassepot needle gun. The chassepot was named after its inventor, Antoine Alphonse Chassepot, 1833–1905, who, from 1857 onwards, had constructed various experimental forms of breech loader, and the rifle became the French service weapon in 1866. In the following year it made its first appearance on the battlefield at Mentana on November 3, 1867, where it inflicted severe losses upon Giuseppe Garibaldi's troops. It was reported at the French Parliament that Les chassés-pots ont fait merveille, or loosely translated, the chassés-pots have done wonderfully. The undisguised truth is that the heavy cylindrical lead bullets fired at high velocity by the chassepot rifle inflicted wounds that were even worse than those of the earlier mini rifle. In the Franco-Prussian War, 1870–1871, it proved greatly superior to the German Dries needle gun, outranging it by 2 to 1. The chassepot used a combustible paper cartridge holding an 11 mm, .43-inch, round-headed cylindrical lead bullet. An inverted standard percussion cap was at the rear of the paper cartridge and hidden inside. It was fired by the chassepot's needle, a sharply pointed firing pin, upon pressing the trigger. Carcano needle gun. The Carcano Fucile di Fanteria Modello 1860/67 needle gun was developed by Salvatore Carcano, an Italian technician. This rifle was operated by pulling a cocking knob on the back of the action, retracting the needle and allowing the bolt handle to be lifted. It was adopted in 1867 in Italy. The Carcano Modello 1868 needle-fire rifle had very few differences from the 1860/1867 model.
Please subscribe and thanks for watching.